I am honored to introduce our valedictorian, Andreas, Alexandrou.
Hello everyone, it is really an honor to be able to give this speech. I'd like to personally thank the parents, family members, teachers, coaches, and school administrators for supporting us all the last 18 years and making this day possible. Graduating high school is a momentous achievement, one that is often overlooked and understated. So for that, as a class, I think we can all give ourselves a pat on the back and whisper a little dubstep to ourselves. However, I think it is important for us, as almost fully realized high school graduates, to examine who we were when we first walked through those hallways retrospectively, who we are now, sitting in these chairs introspectively, and whom we wish to become in the future, ideally. For many, if not all of us, high school was 4 whole years of change. I was an entirely different person as a freshman. 4 years ago, I wore yellow every other day. I was naive enough to take directions from seniors twice on my first day, and I only spoke when spoken to. But most importantly, 4 years ago, I didn't know that I could be a better version of myself, or what that even meant. To be a better version of yourself, I've learned, takes some idea of who you want to be, and an inner drive to realize it. Simply, if you want to be stronger, go to the gym. If you want to expand your knowledge, read more books. If you want to conquer a fear, face it head on. The problem is, there is no single ideal that every human should aspire to. Different circumstances, different body chemistries, and different ambitions mean that everybody is their own unique individual. You can't rely on others to set your goals for you. You must distill the influences that exist all around you until only those that represent you and make you happy remain. It's not an easy task. The difficulty comes in seeing what others are eating and convincing yourself to order something different from the menu. It's difficult because we are part of the first generation to grow up with social media, and nobody ever really prepared us for it. We expose ourselves to a small, often manufactured portion of somebody else's life and internalize that misleading morsel, letting it distract us from our true desires that come from within. Remember in middle school when snapbacks were a thing? Everyone had one. So I convinced my mom to buy me one. The thing is, I never actually wore it. You see, my head is just so naturally big that any hat, even this cap, gets dwarfed by it. It didn't fit my head, but more importantly, it didn't fit me as a person. The distraction of others is like the music people play when they're studying. I used to blast old Kanye in my room when I studied. I thought it added cadence, a rhythm my thoughts could follow to make my efforts more efficient. Then I realized I was only ever productive when my mind tuned the music out and worked at its own pace. But that's not to say that the music of others is always a distraction. Sometimes, the songs of others can mesh and mold with our own to form new, exciting melodies. Part of what high school taught me about becoming my best self is the importance of finding yourself a community that cares and supports you as much as you do it. Placing yourself within a community not only gives you the opportunity to propel others forward, but gives you others who are willing to do the same to you. On the varsity soccer team, not only did my teammates propel me to co-captain, but we propelled each other to the team's first sectional final in 12 years. No class has a community like the class of 2018. As a class, we would have won every Spirit Week competition, every Spirit Week had they been competitions. We pulled off not one, but 2 parties in student. Definitely starting a White Plains High School tradition in the process. And we supported each other without wavering, through thick and thin, through good times and bad times. Our community is the reason we've gathered here today. We're not here to simply receive our diplomas. We're here on this Thursday night to recognize and bask in our own achievements, and the achievements of our sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, friends, and family. Hopefully, when we move on, we'll be able to seek out new communities that have been just as supportive as this one has been. Although it is a wonder what the future holds in store for us, it is not completely out of our hands. It is up to us whether, when we turn the page on this great chapter in the book of our lives, we snatch the pen back into our control and forge our own identities, or we take the route of inaction and be spectators to our own lives. Henry David Thoreau once said, "If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music which he hears, however measured or far away." Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight, and one last thing, Dubstep!